The next thing we'll talk about is how neoliberalism prioritizes growth above good. So, neoliberalism leads to some systematic problems. One of these problems is that neoliberalism is based on growth, and you cannot constantly create new things when you have a limited number of resources. And that's what's going on in the world, right? That we have fueled growth through the exploitation of natural resources and fossil fuels, and we're running out of those things. They're destroying our environment. We're running out of them, and that we cannot continue to fuel this infinite growth when we live on a world of finite resources. Neoliberalism also ensures that investors will choose the most lucrative option, even if a less lucrative but still profitable option better serves the public good. What I mean by that is that investors will always choose the ways to make the most money, even if they could make money doing something else that would be better for society. Affordable housing is a great example of this. Almost every urban center in the United States is desperate for affordable housing, and meanwhile, developers keep making luxury housing. Why? Well, if I'm a developer, why am I going to spend millions of dollars, invest millions of dollars building affordable housing and make a modest return on investment when I can invest maybe tens of millions of dollars in luxury housing and make an incredibly lucrative return on investment? I'm always going to choose the most lucrative investment option. And when I have to attract investors into my development, I have to make my development, my investment, more enticing than other investment options that they have. And so even though we as a society are in desperate need of affordable housing, the market determines that the best thing to do is to continue to build luxury housing. And public goods are often financial losses. The Golden Gate Bridge loses money every year. Does it serve a public good, even though it's not financially lucrative? Does it help connect the Bay Area? Does it help people see their families and get to their jobs? Is it good for society as a whole to have the Golden Gate Bridge? I would argue yes. And so neoliberalism creates a system where even when you can make money off of public goods, we often don't do it. Now, part of the reason for this is that neoliberalism is not designed to solve problems. It's designed to profit off of them. And people that really believe in market forces, in competition, will say, hey, certainly there are problems with our current economy, but the best solution for that is more markets. Markets are really good at solving problems. That's what they do. That is not correct. Our economy is not set up in a way so that people are rewarded for solving problems. They're rewarded for making money off of problems. The most kind of cliche example of this is designed obsolescence, which is when companies purposefully design products to fail. This happened in the late 1920s. The first industry to do this was the light bulb industry. Their light bulbs were lasting a really long time. This is a 100-year-old light bulb in a fire station in Northern California. And light bulbs were lasting so long that they couldn't make any money off of them. The way our economy works, you need to have economies of scale, and you need to be making a lot of light bulbs to make it cheap and profitable. And because the light bulbs were lasting so long, they couldn't make any money off it. And so the light bulb companies got together and said, hey, we're going to cap our light bulbs at 1,000 hours. And they would actually test to make sure that their light bulbs would break after 1,000 hours, so people would have to keep buying them. This is what neoliberalism does, right? It doesn't solve the problem of darkness. It sells you light. Companies are not looking to solve problems. They're looking to make money off of problems. The most egregious example of this is what happened with Equifax. Equifax did not properly protect incredibly sensitive personal data. And their computer system got hacked, and they lost social security numbers, credit card numbers, addresses for over 140 million Americans. Essentially, if you are an American that has ever had a credit card, your information probably got hacked from Equifax. So what did Equifax start doing after they got hacked? They started selling identity theft protection, right? That, oh man, we just lost your social security number. That means someone can steal your identity. Don't worry, pay us, and we'll make sure your identity stays protected. Again, they're not solving a problem. In fact, they created a problem, and then they try to make a profit off that problem. Another critique of neoliberalism is that its relentless drive for efficiency alienates people from their work. Jobs are designed not to be fulfilling, but to be productive. And there's this really pernicious lie in our society that people don't like to work, that people are lazy, that you have to motivate them with money or else they won't want to work. People don't like working 60 hours a week in a cubicle underneath fluorescent lighting staring at a screen. People do like to be productive. They like to be creative. They like to help other people. They like to learn and perfect skills. People really do like to be productive and to contribute to society. They don't like awful jobs that are designed not with a human being in mind, but with productivity and efficiency in mind.